If you're trying to avoid pain, you're trying to avoid becoming who you're meant to be. Yeah, I said it. And if that makes you uncomfortable, good. Maybe you're finally listening. People act like suffering is something to escape, like it's a glitch in life. They act surprised when it hurts. Like pain is proof something's wrong. But sometimes pain is the proof something's finally right. That you've stopped running. That you're confronting something real. That you're finally facing the edge of your limit. And preparing to step past it. People are always like, if I'm hurting, something must be wrong. No. If you're hurting, something is happening. That's the signal. That's the invitation. Most people decline. They retreat. They reach for comfort, distractions, shortcuts. But not you. You lean into it. You walk toward the fire while everyone else turns back. And that's the difference between the ones who change and the ones who stay broken. That's the fire forging you. That's the weight shaping your strength. You think pain is a setback. It's the starting line, the moment you feel it. That's the signal. Not to run, but to build, to dig in, to turn that sting into structure. You want to change? Then let it hurt. Let it hit, and let it fuel something the old you couldn't even handle. No one wakes up stronger by doing nothing. Pressure builds present. Pain brings purpose. Pressure doesn't destroy the real ones. It introduces them. You think diamonds get made in peace? They're forged in violence. In pressure that should have crushed them. That's you. You don't get to know who you are until you're tested, and tested again, and again, and still refuse to break. Everyone wants strength, until it shows up wearing a mask called suffering. Then they fold. They back off. But not you. You're built different, right? Then prove it. When life tests you, you don't shrink. You stare it down. You let it come closer. Because you know the more it breaks you, the more you become. You want to be more. Then stop running from the burn. Let it blister. Let it break you open. Because that's where truth lives. Not in ease, not in comfort, but in the raw, stretched open parts of you where there's nowhere left to hide. That's where strength steps in. Not as a gift, but as a response. You must suffer. That doesn't mean fall apart. It means you get broken and rebuild yourself stronger. You get knocked flat, but you stand up different. Sharper, louder, hungrier. You stop being the person who waits and start being the one who forces things to change. That's the version of you pain is trying to introduce. Meet them. It means you bleed but keep standing. It means when life drags you into the ground, you don't beg for mercy. You claw your way back with your teeth if you have to. Because if all you have left is instinct, use it. If all you have left is breath, fight with it. You're not always going to feel strong. You're not always going to have a reason. But if you have 1 ounce of refusal left in your system, that's enough. That's the piece of you they couldn't kill. That's your core. Think about it. A blade isn't sharp just because it exists. It's sharp because it's been beaten, grinded, tested. That's you. And if you're not willing to be tested, then don't ask to be powerful. Power isn't handed out. It's carved. It's earned by those who endure, not those who escape. So when life presses the blade against you, don't pull away. Lean into it. Prove you're worth the edge you claim. And if you can't take the beating, you don't get to call yourself sharp. You don't get the strength without the scars. You don't get the edge without the heat. So yeah, life will burn you. That's the deal. But if you stay in the fire long enough, you become it. Every challenge you face, it's not random. It's a message. Pain is the language of transformation. It doesn't whisper, it screams. And if you're wise enough, honest enough, savage enough, you'll hear it. And when you do, you don't just get through it. You rise from it, unrecognizable, unshakable. When the world hits you with disappointment, betrayal, loneliness, loss, it's not to destroy you, it's to awaken you. It's not punishment, it's a push. Life doesn't waste time with the ones who aren't meant to rise. So when the hits keep coming, maybe that's not chaos. Maybe that's your sign that you're being shaped into something that can no longer be ignored. but only if you're willing to listen to it with your fists clenched and your soul ready. Not everyone will. Not everyone should. This path doesn't welcome the passive. It demands intention, demands fight. You don't tiptoe into strength. You storm into it. You kick the damn door down and say, "I'm not leaving until I change." Most won't. Most people settle. They break under pressure. They bend because they built their identity on comfort, on applause, on being liked. But you build yours in silence, in rejection, in days when nothing goes right, but you still show up. That's not just discipline, that's dominance. They want the reward without the war. That's not power, that's fantasy. But you came for the war. You didn't sign up for ease. You signed up to evolve, to shatter what you were, and rebuild something raw, real, ruthless. You don't just want results, you want the scars that come with them. Power is war-tested. You don't earn it in peaceful days. You earn it in collapse, in heartbreak, in nights where quitting feels holy. But you don't. You grind. You suffer. And when it's all over, the world sees what you became. Not because of the pain, but through it. You don't rise by avoiding the dark. You rise by walking through it and dragging your fear with you, step by step, until you stop being afraid. You don't conquer darkness by pretending it's not real. You step into it, breathe it in, and make it your arena. You let it hit you, surround you, break you, and when it's done throwing everything at you, you're still standing. That's not luck, that's will. Until you become the thing the darkness fears. You become fear. You become pressure. You become the storm they warned others about. Because you didn't run. Because you didn't hide. You embraced what most people reject. And now, you're not just surviving in the dark, you're ruling it. That's how strength is born. Not in comfort, not in praise, in silence, in pain, in sweat, in moments when you're alone, unsure, and everything inside you screams quit, and you don't. That's the defining moment. Not the wins, not the praise. That one decision to keep moving when everything tells you to stop. That's your rebirth. That's when you stop being who you were and start becoming exactly who you were meant to be. That moment is sacred. That's the part no one will see. No applause, no spotlight, just you. And that voice inside that says, keep going. That voice, that's your weapon. Sharpen it, trust it, let it carry you when nothing else can. You must suffer, because suffering teaches you what no teacher can. Lessons written in blood stay with you longer. You don't forget the pain, you don't forget the climb, and that's what makes you lethal. While others crumble under resistance, you remember how far you've already come. And that memory becomes armor. It reveals your weaknesses and hands you a choice. Stay soft or sharpen up. So next time you feel pain, don't curse it. Use it. Take that punch. Absorb that rejection. Carry that loss. Let it dig into you until something inside refuses to stay weak. That refusal, that's sacred. That's the moment where most would beg for relief. And you say, bring more. That's not ego. That's evolution. That's what happens when you finally realize the only way out is through. That moment, that fire, that's you awakening. And when you awaken, don't apologize. Don't shrink. Don't look back. You earned this. You walked through hell for this. So carry yourself like someone who's been forged. Carry yourself like someone who didn't break when most would have. Because now, you're not just alive, you're dangerous. There's no going back. You see through weakness. You stop asking for shortcuts. You stop begging to be rescued. Because now you know. You were built to suffer, built to endure, built to rise. Not once, but every single time. And now that you're awake, stay awake. Don't fall back into softness. Don't dilute your fire just to make others comfortable. You paid for this power in pain, so use it, stand tall in it, and walk forward like someone who has nothing left to prove, only more to become. It doesn't stop. The pain, the pressure, the empty moments when everything feels like it's closing in and no one's coming to pull you out. It doesn't stop, and maybe it never will, But that's not a curse. That's your forge. That's where something different is born. Not louder, not prettier, just stronger. You don't win by escaping it. You don't earn strength by waiting it out. You just keep walking. Keep dragging yourself forward. Even if it's with broken steps and shaking fists. You move. Because at some point, quitting stopped being an option. The pain didn't change. You did. You stopped needing light. You stopped waiting for peace. You stopped asking for fairness. You let go of all the illusions people cling to when they haven't suffered enough. You took the hit. You took all of them. And you're still here. Not because you're lucky. Because you made a decision to keep enduring until the pain gave up first. You don't yell about it. You don't post about it. You don't need the world to know what it cost. Because what was broken, what was beaten, what was ripped apart, you put it back together. Quietly, brutally, on your own term. And no one gets to take that from you. Not the pain, not the loss, not the fear that still shows up in the quiet moments. Because now, you carry it all, like armor, not pride, just truth. You don't need to explain why you keep getting back up. You don't need to justify the fire in your eyes. You're not chasing anyone anymore. You're not even chasing yourself. You just walk through the weight, through the wreckage, through the voices that said you wouldn't make it. You don't win, you endure, and in the end that's enough. That's everything. Because after all this, you've stopped fearing what might break you, and started becoming the thing that doesn't.